You've Cordially Invited features some surprisingly fun cameos. The Prime Video comedy focuses on two weddings that have been double booked, with the father of one bride and the sister of the other quickly getting entangled in a conflict that escalates in wacky ways. The star-studded cast of Your Cordially Invited benefits from living legends of comedy like Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, as well as solid supporting performances from the likes of Geraldine Viswanathan, Meredith Hagner, Jack McBrayer, Vinnie Thomas, and Jimmy Tatro. However, some of the biggest laughs that happen during the film, and even during the credits after Your Cordially Invited's ending, are the cameos. Some are with the celebrities playing themselves for solid comic effect. Others actually factor into the plot and give their performers a bit more to play with. Here are the biggest cameos in Your Cordially Invited and when they happen in the film. 4. Peyton Manning appears as himself. One of the big cameos in Your Cordially Invited is with Peyton Manning, who appears early in the film and helps establish the tone of the movie. Manning appears as himself, visiting Margot's office in Los Angeles. Manning has apparently been working on a show pitch that he wants to present to Margot, which helps establish how successful she is as a TV producer. However, Margot is quickly distracted by her sister Neve's engagement, leaving Manning to wait around and be stared at by Neve's fiancé, Dixon. Manning has appeared in other shows and films before, highlighting a surprising amount of comedic timing from the all-star NFL quarterback. In Your Cordially Invited, much of the humor in Manning's scene stems from him playing the unenthused straight man. While Margot is celebrating her sister's engagement, Manning stands around annoyed at being ignored. Manning even appears during the post-credits scene of Your Cordially Invited, helping sing along to Islands in the Stream with the same amount of bored frustration. 3. Bobby Moynihan appears as himself. Bobby Moynihan actually appears in Your Cordially Invited before Peyton Manning, whose cameo was spoiled in the trailers for the film. Moynihan appears in the film as the host of one of Margot's in-universe TV shows, Is It Dead? The premise of the show sees contestants looking at an enclosed animal and trying to determine if it's actually dead or alive, only for Moynihan to cackle when they guess wrong. It's a quick gag, and a perfect one for Moynihan. The Saturday Night Live veteran brings straight-faced professionalism to a ridiculous game show concept, which is a common trope in the long-running sketch series. The gag could also be seen as a reference to fellow Saturday Night Live star Mikey Day, who is the host of Netflix's popular show Is It Cake? It's a brief cameo but a fun one from the comedy actor. 2. Nick Jonas appears as Pastor Luther. Unlike the other cameos in Your Cordially Invited, Nick Jonas actually has a role within the film and isn't just playing himself. In Your Cordially Invited, Jonas appears as Pastor Luther, who arrives midway through the film to officiate the wedding between Neve and Dixon. Luther is treated as a supremely attractive man in the film, leaving Margot tripping over her own words while her sister openly admires his looks. Pastor Luther gets to be the source of some jokes in the film, with his insistence on singing Creed songs during the ceremony played for laughs. Luther being interrupted by Jim's pranks leaves him furious, which largely ends the cameo. First coming to prominence as a member of the Jonas Brothers, Nick Jonas has established himself as a surprisingly effective comedian thanks to roles in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle and appearances on Saturday Night Live. 1. Wyatt Russell appears as host of The Masked Dancer. Wyatt Russell appears very briefly in Your Cordially Invited, with the clearest shot of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier star occurring during the credits montage where various characters sing along to Islands in the Stream. Like Moynihan, Russell plays a host of one of Margot's successful TV shows. While Moynihan runs a game show, Russell is the host of The Masked Dancer, which seems like a parody of The Masked Singer. Masked Dancer ends up playing into the plot of Your Cordially Invited, with Margot using her resources as a producer on the show to get the costume for a popular dancer as part of a revenge scheme against Jim. Russell himself doesn't appear much in the film, but he also doesn't seem to be playing himself in the same way Bobby Moynihan appeared. Still, it's a sly cameo for Russell in Your Cordially Invited and allows him to be a part of the sweet montage at the end of the film.